Alright, hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Let's Cakap-Cakap. We'll be reviewing the S.H.MonsterArts Godzilla vs. Kong from Godzilla vs. Kong 2021. Let's go! Alright, so this is, well, like I said before in the intro, this is the Godzilla vs. Kong, and it's barely released. You didn't get one from Kong Skull Island, and the only recent Kong that came out was the NECA Kong. So it was good to actually get a 2-scale Kong to actually go against Godzilla, like this one that we talked about last week. So this today is his sparring partner, Kong. Not King Kong, because King Kong is owned by Universal. So as you can see from the box here, I'm just getting Godzilla out of the way. It's actually a very nice striking color, you know, all these reds, oranges, blues, and it actually does well as a companion piece to Godzilla. If you ever want to just do a box only display, you know, they go pretty well together. Then they actually pose as if they're facing off like in the movie posters, which is pretty nice, you know. And as before, I said, you know, there's the from here, all the information here, and there's a window in the back here. And interestingly to know, at the bottom here, with all the copyright info, so the Tamashii Nation stuff, Kong doesn't get his own copyright symbol. This is actually Godzilla's copyright symbol. So, which is pretty interesting that they're putting this guy's copyright as Godzilla, not as Kong, because I'm pretty sure they don't own Kong. Yeah, so you know, here's the big monkey man himself. Now let's actually get it open. See how cool this actually is. Oh, handy dandy unboxing knife. There you go. Let's open the bottom flap. And I wrinkled the flap bit, that's okay. So now we have the big monkey man himself. And first impressions, getting him out of the box, pretty good. You know, his sculpt work is pretty well done. But let's actually get all this protective plastic off first before I actually make any judgment call on his quality or lack thereof. Take all this off, and there you go. Set this off the side first, so this has all the accessories. So let's take a good look at King Kong, or just Kong, as it were. And well, for being based off the movie models, it's actually pretty good. There's a lot of good fur detail, a lot of good sculpt work to actually accentuate, yeah, that this is a furry animal, which is always good, you know, to get a level of sculpt this good. You know, there's all these scarring, which is reminiscent of the 2005 Peter Jackson Kong, which is nice. And what I like about this Kong is the face. It's very, the default face is very, doesn't have a lot of paint going for it, but the eyes, if you look at the eyes, they are very sort of glossy and almost lifelike, as it were. And it's very neutral expression Kong. It's like in the movie where you see him, he's just neutral default. You look at him, but he's not emoting, but you see in his eyes that he's got something going on there. He's got a few city miles on him, as it were. So let's take a look at the articulation first, because from being an S.H.MonsterArts fan, looking at all the forums and whatnot, this guy has a lot of problems depending on which one you get. You know, there's a lot of big complaints about him breaking straight out of the box, of having joints that were too tight till when people tried to move it, it just snapped clean off. So word of caution before you actually, you know, touch your monkey, as it were. You can just sort of like take a hairdryer to him to actually like you get all the joints nice and soft, or you know, try to not put too much pressure while you're moving. Don't handle him like a monkey, ironically. So let's start with the head. Yeah, the head has got good range of movement, up and down, good, and it also has a double neck joint here, which is nice. And the waist, of course, is a bit tight, and I'm being very careful with them, not doing too much. But there's segments here. It's actually a triple waist joint, so you get a lot out of him if you know how to move him very well. And this one, you actually get a very deep crouch out of him. And the arms as well, you get full up and down. You can get bicep swivel. You can get double bend. It's pretty nice. You get wrist swivel, and you get in and out, up and down. This is pretty universal joint, and his wrist joint pops off. Yeah. And for the legs, of course, up and down. Pretty cool. You know, double jointed knee. The knee, a calf swivel. It's pretty nice. Actually, it gets a lot of deep splits here. So you can almost, if I wanted to actually try, you can actually get him to do a Van Damme split.
Who can say where the road goes, where the day flows?
He can be Kong Van Damme. Yeah, fortunately for mine, the joints all seem to be functioning pretty normally. You know, aside from a few hiccups like this waist, which I'm not gonna move too much or else I might break it. So if you have yours, like I said, I suggest caution when moving him. You don't want to break this because getting breakages on Bandais are very tough to actually get any support. So be very careful when you slap your monkey around, as it were. So let's get Kong off to the side and take a look at his accessories. First, you have this glorious, glorious axe from the movie, which one of our coworkers has nicknamed Stormbreaker. Which doesn't look anything like Stormbreaker to me, but you know, it's an axe made out of a Godzilla spine. You can see it's actually painted this nice blue, but it's not as blue as a metallic blue as the Godzilla spines you saw before. It's kind of a shame, you know. I was hoping to actually have some continuity between these. The Bandai decided not to, so you know, shout out to me. But aside from the blade being all right, there's actually all this nice sort of leather wrapping detail, like it's wrapped in Godzilla skin. You know, and the axe also has a very nice bone painted texture over it, which is pretty nice, pretty nice. And that also, you have this screaming face, screaming monkey. And how you go about replacing it is very simple. So you just pop the head off, and I'm just gonna be very gentle, don't want to break the joint. So pop the head off, then pop the new head on like so. There you go. And yeah, this new head is full of expression. If you want to have him fight Godzilla, if you want to have him go up against, you know, any kaiju, other kaiju you have in your collection, there you go. And now he's trying to loosen up on me, and I just leave him there. On the next pair of accessories you have are these pair of grabby hands. These grabby hands are really, they're alright, you know. They still have the same fur texture sculpt to them. Nothing much else. I mean, the hands are sort of left this gray plastic. Then you have these knuckle crawling hands, like you can pose them like an actual gorilla. So we'll do that in a bit. And you have these pair of open, relaxed hands. So if you want to have him just sort of like chilling around or grip or like trying to actually almost like a handshake, you do that. So yeah. And to replace the hands, it's very easy. You sort of like work it off, with the hands off like so. So if I want to do him do the knuckle crawling, hands like a real gorilla. So just put these on right here. Then just adjust accordingly. So it actually can bend pretty far forwards. Then just do this. Then there you go. You have walking gorilla Kong. So you can actually pose him a bit like the Peter Jackson King Kong, which is pretty nice, pretty nice. But that's not why you're here. You want to see him hold the axe. Oh, I got one for that as well. So you take the axe here. What you do is these fingers are very flexible. So you sort of gently work it in between the thumb and the forefinger. And just pry it open just a little bit to get some clearance. Then there you go. You have the axe. Then you have the hand here. And try to get this one off again. Then you want to get this open hand. Oh yeah, the head falls off with alarming frequency. Not enough to raise too many alarm bells, but you know, enough to like, this might be a problem later. So, and here is Kong holding the axe. Big monkey with the big axe. And yeah, you know, he's a pretty good figure. For the price, you get a lot of accessories, especially considering, you know, Kong isn't as big as Godzilla. But pretty interesting figure nonetheless. And let's compare him to another big monkey I have in my collection, the NECA Kong. And as you can see, a fair bit of height difference between the two. You know, even still, like, this has a close, almost close resemblance to the 2021 Kong. Again, being like they're brown, you know, and they some design similarities, but this Kong is meant to be more of a real gorilla, while this one is based more on the 33 Kong. But yeah, on the whole, I really do love this figure. As the first Kong in my collection, I say he's worth a pickup, especially if you want him to go up against Godzilla here, you know. And yeah, they go very well together, you know. So if you still want to pick this up, unfortunately we are out of stock, but we still have pre-orders open for the NECA 33 Kong from the Skull Island sequence, and also the Kong from the final battle in the Empire State Building. Also the poster, the magazine cover Kong from the Famous Monsters of Filmland. Not sure which issue it is, but yeah, they're all the NECA versions, so if you want to pick them up, I can please do so. And if you still want to try your luck for this guy, you can add him to your favorites, and if any pops up in the system, you'll be notified. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. This has been another episode of Let's Cakap-Cakap, a review of the S.H.MonsterArts Kong from Godzilla vs. Kong. And from the big monkey man himself and the big lizard, I wish you all good luck. Farewell. See you in the next episode.